Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with my Deputy Chief, Paul Noel, Commander Sean Ferguson, Lieutenant Jennifer Dupree of the 2nd District. Today, I am extremely pleased to report that a grand jury has returned multiple indictments on 4 individuals for their involvement in a string of armed robberies reported at restaurants in the Uptown area last year. On August 20th, 3 masked subjects entered restaurant Patois on Laurel Street and robbed multiple customers inside at gunpoint. On September 25th, 2 masked suspects entered a Chapelaya restaurant on Louisiana Avenue and robbed multiple customers inside at gunpoint. And on September 28th, 3 masked suspects entered the Monkey Hill Bar on Magazine Street and robbed multiple customers inside at gunpoint. After presenting the facts and findings to a grand jury, the following 4 suspects were indicted. 18-year-old Wesley Davis, a.k.a. Wes, a.k.a. Seabrook. 19-year-old Jacorum Van Norman, a.k.a. Jock. 19-year-old Dwayne Stevenson, a.k.a. Wayne. And 20-year-old Nicholas Stiller, a.k.a. Nick. All 4 of these individuals were indicted on 1 count of conspiracy to commit armed robbery between August 16th and September 28th, 2015, and 1 count of armed robbery at Monkey Hill Bar located on Magazine Street. Davis and Stevenson were indicted on 1 count of armed robbery of Merlin Raleigh. Davis, Norman, and Stevenson were indicted on 1 count of armed robbery at Patois Restaurant on Laurel Street. And Davis, Stevenson, and Spiller were indicted on 1 count of armed robbery at a Chapelaya restaurant on Louisiana Avenue. 3 of these suspects are currently in custody. Stevenson is still at large. Today's indictments are a direct result of a coordinated and comprehensive investigation by NOPD detectives, members of the FBI, New Orleans Violent Crime Task Force, the ATF, and the District Attorney's Office. From the very first incident, we made a commitment to use every available resource we had to track down these suspects responsible for these crimes and to bring them to justice. Given the initial evidence available, this was an extremely difficult case to tackle, but we put together an extremely smart team to do it right and to get it done. Our officers worked upwards of 12 to 16 hours per day to gather intelligence, review surveillance video, interview witnesses, follow tips and leads, and put together a strong case against these suspects. I specifically want to recognize Deputy Chief Paul Noel, who was the commander of the 2nd District at the time this happened, 6th District Commander Ronnie Stevens, 2nd District Detectives Jerry Baldwin and Andy Rockefeller, 6th District Detective John Waterman, Lieutenant Nick Gurney, Lieutenant Jennifer Dupree, members of the ATF and FBI Violent Crime Task Force, and Assistant District Attorney Alex Calenda. Together, this team never gave up, and there is more to come. We believe there are others involved and that there are more crimes that we might be able to connect into. We will continue to strongly pursue this investigation, and we will not stop until everyone responsible is off the street. I just spoke with all of the owners of the individual restaurants involved in these incidents. They expressed their gratitude for our hard work, and I want to thank them for their support and their extreme patience in working with us to get these crimes solved. Our mayor is out of town at the moment, but he asked me to pass along this message that today's announcement is about us delivering on a commitment to bring these suspects to justice. I hope these individuals and their associates hear me loud and clear. We will not back down, and you cannot get away from your actions. If you choose to engage in crime, the entire New Orleans Police Department and all of our law enforcement partners will come after you each and every day, each and every time. And if you commit crime, if you make these decisions that this is what you want to do, you will face serious consequences for your actions. This is just one example of the lengths we will go and how relentless we will pursue you if you choose to commit crime in this city. And this will only get better. We're working hard to put more officers in every neighborhood in the city to prevent crime and to arrest individuals who commit it. Just last week, I announced a plan to add 94 more experienced officers to the street to answer citizens' call for service. This surge in neighborhood patrols will begin following the carnival season. And in the meantime, we have a strong security plan in place for Mardi Gras to make sure Carnival is safe and every neighborhood in the city is safe during Mardi Gras. And as we grow, everyone will see more police. So I want to thank this team for doing all the hard work they did, for the many long hours they put in, members of the FBI, ATF Violent Crime Task Force, the DA's office, for all the long hours and hard work that they contributed to this investigation. The message is clear. We told you we would catch you, and now we caught you. And so the message is also clear. If this is the life you choose, prison will be the price you pay. That's all I really have for you. We can't go into any specifics about what happened at the grand jury. And so this is very much an ongoing investigation. There's still a lot of questions that need to be asked and answered, still a lot of work for the investigators and members of the DA's office. And so that's kind of really all we have at this moment to share about the specifics of the investigation.
Chief, can you talk, you said you believe that more people are involved. What's led you guys to that?
Well, what we're saying is that there very well could be other crimes that these people have committed. And if and when the time comes we're able to connect the dots and connect them to other crimes, they'll be prosecuted for those crimes as well.
You've got, I think one was already in custody for a murder charge. Are they cooperating with you guys, or how's the cooperation with those already in custody?
So this is all part of ongoing investigation, and so I can't get into any specifics about how we came to this. What we can tell you is we presented our findings to the DA's office, to a grand jury, which came back with these 4 indictments.
Can you tell us anything about what led you to these suspects?
I think it was good police work. There were some tips that came in. There were, these detectives are bright detectives. They understand the dynamics of armed robbery. But hard work, collaboration, cooperation with other law enforcement officials, help from the victims of the restaurants. They were very, very patient with us. All of these things working together led us to this moment.
Chief, do you suspect anybody else in these robberies that is still out there, or are these the people who are the only people who broke into those restaurants and robbed people?
Well, right now we have the 4 indictments on these 4 individuals. This investigation is ongoing, so there's the possibility that more information could come out of it. But right now, we're confident that we have the 4 individuals that committed the robberies at the 3 restaurants.
You said 3 people in custody. Stevenson, do you have a mugshot of him or anything? Do you have a mugshot of him? He said 3 people are in custody except for Stevenson. So I'm asking, is there a mugshot for Stevenson that we can provide?
Well, yeah, we can provide that, but at this time right now, Stevenson is still at large.
Can you share anything about any connection between these defendants and the businesses that were targeted, or anything about why these businesses were targeted?
That may all come out in the investigation later. That may come out for other court matters, but for right now, what we have, everything that we have regarding what we can share with you, we've shared with you today.
John?
Chief, can you talk about why you went with an indictment as opposed to getting warrants and simply arresting these folks?
We've worked with all of our partners from the very beginning. From the very beginning, we were working with Violent Crime Task Force. We were working with the DA's office. And so in that partnership, this is the route we chose, and these are the decisions that were made.
Do these guys have records, or are they familiar to the New Orleans Police Department already?
They did have records, but most of their records were not that extensive.
Okay, that's all we can say right now, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.